Yep. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Nikolai.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Thank
That's
you.
that's nice. Good to see you. So, shall we read one article today?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So, let me open the um, article. The article is called Staged Accidents, and this is from Learn Hot English magazine. Okay, Learn Hot English magazine, and we can read this together. Okay. Um, so staged accidents. And so this article is quite big. So why don't we start, what do you think, from glossary? Because
Sure.
it will be basically the words that are used over here. And I also feel that this is a English magazine for British English, variation. And we need to basically keep this in mind for because sometimes American English and British English differ in some aspects. For instance, they say uh, pavement, you say sidewalk. They say lift, you say elevator. They say pupil, you say student. Many other glory, truck, etc. But let's just read and see. I think there will be a lot of words today, so we'll try to be. I'll try to run through the text very quickly, maybe underline and then come back to the words, if that's okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so um, glossary, a claim for injuries, a request for money from an insurance company because you were hurt in an accident. A claim for injury. Okay, that's clear. An insurance
Yeah.
company, I understand, a company that offers you protection and compensation in case of accidents. I guess
Yeah.
not protection, but more like compensation, not really protection.
The insurance companies like to use the word protection in their advertising, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's not really
strictly,
protection, it's more compensation. Yeah.
yeah.
Staged. If an accident is staged, it has been prepared and it isn't really an accident. So it's like a like a tricky accident or tricked
It's something that, is set up.
set up.
It
Yeah.
is something that is, uh,
Played.
planned in detail.
Yes.
Um,
And
to
usually, is it correct to say that it's usually with the purpose of uh not robbing
criminal
someone.
fraud,
Yeah, like robbing something.
criminal fraud. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is staged. Okay. A claim on insurance, a demand for compensation from an insurance company because you have suffered a loss or accident. Okay, claim on insurance. To demand, if you demand something, you ask for that thing as if it were your right. Okay, understand? Cash, paper, metal, money. To brake sharply, to stop the car suddenly. Okay,
Hmm.
easy, with lots of traffic. Roundabout. Well, this is a British word, I think, roundabout. You call it, um, I forget,
Traffic circle.
traffic
We
circle?
we yeah, in Western Washington, on some roads, um, there have been projects, from the government to create a traffic circle. So, it isn't exactly a plus sign shaped intersection. It's an intersection where there's a circle where, yes, exactly what's pictured here, where people enter and they go around in a circle and they exit at, the road that they wish to, exit on. It supposedly is something to make the roads safer. Um,
Yes, yes, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Okay, so a roundabout, a round object in the road, cars drive around it in order to go along a different road. A scam is a trick, often in order to get money. Okay, it's a scam. Yeah. A tow truck. Yeah, a tow truck is a truck that pulls other trucks when they break down, right?
No, no, no. It doesn't pull other trucks. A tow truck is a vehicle
Carries.
that's that like either lifts the front end of a vehicle so that it can be towed by the truck.
Now it's pulling.
Um,
This one.
uh, yeah,
It's
well,
not very common. I know it's not very common.
but like it doesn't tow trucks. It is a truck that assists like vehicles by getting a disabled vehicle to a
Yes.
repair facility.
Yes, yes. A tow truck, a large vehicle that is used to pull broken cars with a rope. Again, this is not what's happening.
That's not exactly correct.
Maybe this is something very old, you know. Okay,
Yeah,
to refuse to say no, basically, that you will not do something. Insurance details, the information about your insurance company, the name, the number, blah, blah, blah. Whiplash injuries. Okay, whiplash, damage caused to your neck because the car stopped suddenly. Whiplash
not
injuries.
that's well, that's not exactly correct either. Whiplash injury is an injury to a person when another vehicle strikes the rear of the car. Because when you're sitting in a car and somebody like smashes into the back of your car, like the car you're in suddenly accelerates forward, and when
Yes,
it accelerates forward, like the head of the driver, like goes back suddenly,
or
and
forward,
that
or forward.
a whip. Well, that's not typical. But, like a person could have a forward whiplash injury if somebody strikes the front of their car,
Exactly, exactly.
but that's not very typical. It's
Yeah, because
usually like,
if it's from the front, the people are have the reaction that kind of more prepared, right?
well, if somebody's going to strike the front of your car, you're more likely to like to
See, yes.
see it, like
Hmm.
coming. But like a strike from the rear very often, like is a surprise.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's go. Continue. To collide with something, collide to hit something, to crash against something. Let's look at this word collide because I heard it many times and I understand it, but I want to see more of it. So
Mm.
collide. Collide, especially of moving objects, to hit something violently. Oh, okay. So it's like crashing, but without breaking, right? Because when you say crash, it means you break, but collide is like you
Well,
basically hit, like strike.
um, the to collide as a verb is to hit or be hit. Um, Breaking is not really part of the definition. A collision, a collision can happen with breaking. If
No,
people are going
I
to,
didn't say breaking. I said like smashing something into
oh, okay, okay,
like,
that's
or they
fine.
said it here, crash against something. Did I say
Yeah,
break?
it's an interesting word because it has a verb identity to collide. It also has a noun identity that is more frequently heard in conversation. A
Collision?
collision. A collision is an event where two things crashed into each other.
Can you use the word collision for more figurative speech, like collision of interests, for example?
Okay, the collision which happened yesterday was very violent. People were injured in that collision, and that's like that's the word collide used as a noun, and it's more
Yes, but are you
it's
talking about
more
physical collision or
yeah, yeah,
so it's
because
only used for physical accidents?
a collision is like it describes an event. It's a noun that describes an event. Um,
So can you
Newscasters,
use it as like collision of interest? Can you say collision of interest or not?
that is that is possible, but it is not a typical use of the word.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm interested in this, like in your
Yeah,
basically. Okay, so it's
this
not
is a
common.
fun word. this is a totally fun word because it can take you off on seven different side tracks.
Okay, no, no, no. Let's go back. Let's go back to. Okay, insurer, an insurance company, bogus, not real, an inflated claim, a claim for compensation that is more than really necessary. Okay, inflated,
And it's an unwarranted. A inflated claim is, like very
unwarranted.
close to being a fraud, and in many cases, it is an actual fraud.
Mhm.
People pretending to have a terrible, people have pretending to have a terrible, like a whiplash injury, uh, is at once an inflated claim, but it is also, like uh, when a person says something that is untruthful to an insurance company, that is, like a fraudulent activity, and
Yes.
hence, like criminal.
Hmm. Okay, so we're almost done with the words. A premium, an amount you pay to the insurance company so that you are covered by the insurance policy. On the rise, increasing, a witness, a person who sees a crime or an accident. Okay, these are clear. These are some recommendations, like to people, uh, like what to do in this situation. So basically, let's read because it's a big one. It's called staged accidents, a new crime involving drivers and dishonest insurance claims. That's interesting. So dishonest insurance claims is like people want to claim money for the
Yeah,
car
yeah,
accident that they staged, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. It's describing people, uh, and not the insurance company.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
The crime made by people. Okay. So let me try to read and I'll try to read, underline the words that I don't know, and maybe we can come back to these words. Is that okay?
absolutely.
Okay. So imagine the scene. You are driving along, minding your own business. All of a sudden, the car in front of you suddenly stops and you crash. The next thing you know, the other driver is making an enormous claim for injuries against your insurance company. What's going on? Well, you may have been the victim of a stage accident. Very little damage. So, what is a staged accident? Basically, a staged car accident is when someone deliberately crashes into an innocent motorist and claims on insurance or demands cash. Peter Jones was a victim of a staged crash. I've always felt really confident of my driving abilities, he explained. But one day, as I was driving home, the car in the front of me braked sharply at a busy roundabout. I did my best, but I crashed into him. We stopped, and the other driver gave me his name and address, which he seemed to have written out already. I definitely felt it was a scam. I felt it was a scam. There was very little damage done, and yet he claimed about 32,000 pounds. This included a tow truck when none was needed. Something isn't quite right. Peter's experience is similar to that of Jim. At the time of the accident, Jim was looking for a parking place near his home. All of a sudden, another vehicle crashed into his sports car. Three men got out of the car, and one of them demanded 50 pounds. He threatened to collect it from me at my home later that evening. Of course, I refused to give them the money and instead offered my insurance details. A month later, I got a letter from the man's solicitor. What is solicitor? Like lawyer?
Solicitor is English is a British word for, like attorney.
Ah, okay. Okay. That's interesting. So you don't use a lot of this word, right, in America?
That's British English.
Okay. Okay. So I got a letter from the men's solicitor demanding a large sum of money, and probably you also don't say sum, you would say amount of money, right?
That's like British English neutral. Large sums, it is used in typical, like English conversation.
Yeah, because I rarely hear it from American person, sum of money. They usually say amount of money.
Mhm.
Okay, so a large sum of money for whiplash injuries and damage to the car. I definitely think it was a stage accident and I reported it to the police. Let's look into this. The police are investigating this new crime. There are a number of ways the what? The criminals operate, says Detective Chief Superintendent Steve Wilmot of the City of London Police. One way is that they will drive with two or three people in their vehicle in order to make a bigger insurance claim, and will select a fairly new vehicle with one or two people or maybe a family inside. Then they will deliberately collide with it, usually by braking hard in front of the vehicle. They will then claim insurance for whiplash or other injuries. The
Let's
insurance,
let's work on the pronunciation of that word
yes.
whiplash.
hmm I said
Uh,
weep. I said weep, right?
no, sir. It's going to be whiplash.
No, 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 I mean, I said whiplash. It's wrong, right? With a long E.
That would be incorrect. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. So it would be whiplash?
Yes, sir.
Whiplash.
Yes.
Yes. It's a constant problem. I'm making these mistakes all the time when I have
No, you're doing very
long.
good. You're doing very well, actually.
All right, thank you. The Insurance Fraud Bureau, IFB, which was set up by insurers last year to deal with fraud cases, says that it's bogus, right?
Yes.
Bogus.
Uh, it implies a scam. It implies, like
Yeah.
uh, criminal activity.
Yeah, we were reading it was somewhere here, a scam
Yeah. Yeah.
and then bogus. Ah, bogus, not real. Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah.
artificial something. That's okay. So, all right. So, the Insurance Fraud Bureau (IFB), which was set up by insurers last year to deal with fraud cases, says that bogus and inflated claims, we mentioned them, like those from deliberate accidents, cost more than 1.5 billion pounds a year. Or should I say pound or pounds? If I say 1.5.
1.5, they're leaving out the word, like pounds, but, like the information is there with the little L-shaped symbol before the numbers, like 1.5. So, yeah, I would say 1.5 billion pounds a
All
year.
right. All right. Yeah, that's
And,
what I wanted to say. Like pound or pounds?
1.5, I would say, I use the plural.
Yes.
Because like
More than one.
a, a
More than
a
one.
billion is certainly like a plural.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then they say this adds 5% to premiums. By the way, this is how you don't spell it, this word in American English, as far as I know, right? You put this
I Yeah, I
together.
think it's I think it is one word in American English. Yes.
Exactly. This is British English. Just a little funny thing that we're reading from the British textbook. So
Hmm.
now, John
Hmm.
Beadle,
Hmm.
IFB chairman, said staged motor accidents are on the rise and are potentially extremely dangerous. Not only do they cost honest drivers millions of pounds each year, but they also put innocent motorists in danger. I think you never say motorists, it would be drivers, right?
Motorist is a little bit not typical for a normal American speech, but like you find it from time to time.
Okay.
More common in British, more common in the British vocabulary.
Because they also say for the highway, which you say highway, they say motorway.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, so motorists or drivers in danger. So watch out for those stage accidents and this like recommendation kind of section. Information box with how to deal with a stage crash. Can you read, Steve, maybe this part? If you can.
Yes, of course. I'd be happy to. Information box. How to deal with a staged crash. Do not say anything about your suspicions. Take photos of cars and passengers. Count the number of passengers in the other car. Try to find an independent witness. Tell the police and your insurers about your suspicions. Any demands for money should be rejected. Exchange insurance details. There's an interesting thing in here that, like isn't addressed about, like witnesses. Witnesses that, like are present may very well be part of the criminal crew.
Sometimes, yes.
So, like if you see a witness, um, my gosh, yeah, you shouldn't be too open about it. And what they say at the event may be very different from what you hear from them, like some days and weeks down the line, because they may very well be friends of the people trying to get a big payday.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, yeah, so to be honest, like I understood practically everything with some of these words like claims on insurance or demands cash. Well, I understand that. Claim for injuries against your insurance company. When you say claim for injuries against your insurance company, basically you're asking for money because you were injured, right?
Well, when you have an insurance policy in force and something happens, you submit a claim,
Yeah.
and when you submit a claim, um, you're more or less you're in. It's understood as asking the insurance company uh, for compensation.
Yeah.
The word demand is um, it's literally true, like when you submit a claim, but um, in American English, it's like really like not understood that way.
Hmm.
Uh, it is true, but it's not the best word to use for like to describe that. Uh, yeah.
Which one do you mean? Claim for
When you
injuries.
when you submit a claim for injury, um, you are like trying to get the insurance company to do what it promised to do. The
Mm-hmm.
vocab the vocab the technical vocabulary for an insurance claim is to make the person who has the policy whole. That is, like if you have, like $20,000 worth of damage, you should get $20,000 from your insurance company. If you have $5,000 worth of damage, you should get $5,000 from the insurance company because the money you receive from the insurance company makes you whole, or like sort of erases like the economic injury to you.
Hmm.
That's a little bit fancy dancing explanation, but that's kind of like how insurance is understood.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to, if you don't mind, do a couple of, just looking into the Google to see more like visual part of some of the words. For example, like we already looked at tow truck, and
Hmm.
then I would like to see like collision. So
Ah, yes,
so, yeah, so
yes,
if I say collision in Google, so Google basically shows like a car accidents most of the time, right?
yeah, yeah. And other, like collisions are possible. Um, you know, there are horror stories of, like, oh, when will the moon collide with the earth?
Yeah.
It's, it's a proper use of the word collision, but the verb collide.
Do
Um,
do you think collision is more about two objects hitting each other? Because
yes.
when you say strike, it's not necessarily two. Yeah.
And then, well, a person could, like a person could collide with a tree. Okay. Both objects do not need to be in motion,
But as a
but
noun, collision implies generally two objects.
two objects and one is moving. Like and in automobile collisions, typically both vehicles are moving,
Yes.
but people collide with parked cars, which
Yes.
is the same thing as, like the fatal accident where people were killed in the car when like they smashed into a tree at 70 miles an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. So we looked at
yeah.
collide. Um, the word insurer. Okay, insurer, as I understand, this is a someone who gives insurance, right?
An insurer in that sentence, sir, is implying a insurance company
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
because, yeah, but it's
Okay.
not a person.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I
It's
know. I'm just trying to
it,
say this is someone who gives insurance, and this is a company, right?
it would be to the use of the word someone is
Or okay, you
a
could say
little bit
something.
improper.
Yeah.
It's like because insurers are never like persons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Insurers are always
Companies,
companies.
companies. Okay.
So yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so insurer is a company. Then so okay, pa, 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 pa. Scam. Okay, so scam. Okay, good word to look at. Scam. So scam. Uh, scam. When you hear this word, Steve, what associations comes to your mind? Is it more like internet scam or like
A
telephone
scam,
scam?
a scam is a criminal fraud. It doesn't need to be on the internet, but the internet has been full of, like frauds. Um,
So fraud and scam
yeah,
are synonyms?
scams can, like historically, scams have been uh, as crimes perpetuated by persons. It is um, actually a kind of scam that doesn't happen on the internet, and is very typical. Like in 2025, is people getting the telephone numbers of elderly persons, um, and calling them and telling them a story, um, whereby you're like, oh, the elderly person will send money to a person. A more well-known scam in 2025 is people trying to start relationships again with elderly people because they're the easier target, that are romantic in nature. But the person committing the crime is only a person that has a handful of photographs of, say, like a very attractive young lady. And it's a text conversation where the person committing the crime uses the vocabulary of, like a very attentive and loving young lady, and there's a relationship that is not at all real. And then there are demands for money, and old people have typically, like sent very large sums of money to what they think is a young lady, but is in point of fact a very nice man living in Nigeria. Nigeria has an industry of thousands of people that, like extract money from very foolish Americans.
Okay.
Um,
Anyway,
yeah,
so yeah, these were really nice two examples of scam. But my question is like fraud and scam are synonyms?
pretty much. But like yes, you know, I'm not an expert on the subject, but I would say that, like fraud and scams are, like interchangeable words.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so I probably understand all of the words. Maybe it will be also helpful to just look at this last word, witness. Um, yeah, witness, for example, in a court, basically a person who who has seen the crime or who can confirm, you know, who has done the crime, right? This is a witness.
Yes. It is that. Um, there's an interesting word, good part of adult vocabulary, is that a person can be deposed, and that is questioned under oath by an attorney. And that deposition, the record of, like that asking questions and recording answers, that depositions can actually be submitted as evidence in court. Now, like this is a kind of like a little bit long sidetrack on legal proceedings in a courtroom or arbitration environment. Very often, like the, especially, like companies, whether they're insurance companies or anything else, they do not want to be involved in actual courtroom proceedings. But, like, and the idea of an arbitration is that there's a neutral party who will see, like the evidence submitted, and on the basis of evidence and reasonable person standard, come to a decision. It's
Okay. Okay.
that's a sidetrack and a half. Sorry
No,
if you're
that's
not
great.
interested
That's
in, but
great. But we were
that's useful.
we were able to talk about like, other things, not only just this particular staged accidents topic, but also like about, courts and insurance companies and ladies on the internet, So thank you so much, Steve. Thanks a lot, man. I'll see you in the next
You're very
meeting.
welcome, Nikolai. It was my
Okay.
pleasure.